You are listening to APEX1RADIO. Stay with us for the best bet in the new wave of communication. APEX1RADIO. Get informed, enjoy, and learn.
They know they like themselves. They know they like their honor. I am the king. They call you, yeah. I am the king. They call you, yeah.
Okay, that beautiful piece of music, the title Live by Alexis. He has put the time to 3 minutes past 4 in the studio of APEX1RADIO. And of course, time for a special edition of Apex Snapshot. Don't go away.
Oh, Zava, oi manga. Me ba mi semen me yabo toa. Jonah, Bivawa, Ingaza Bomonzi à Jawa. Une fois, là, encore j'étais petit. J'ai toujours rêvé d'être célèbre comme Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
There is no place like home. You can travel around the world, acquire and achieve what you have, and even invest out of home. But the comfort of home cannot be replaced. Home is home. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome to this special edition of APEX Snapshot devoted to the maiden edition of The Returnees. The Returnees is a conference that is aimed at discussing the possibility and feasibility of investing in Cameroon by Cameroonians who have decided to end their stay in the diaspora and return home. It is conceived and conjectured or organized by Germany-based Cameroonian public speaker and moderator Miranda Oben, who has been working frantically with a committed team of young Cameroonians. The Returnees Conference and Gala has been well planned for several months, and it takes place this Friday in Douala and is expected to bring together entrepreneurs, young Cameroonians with investment plans, the ones who have successfully made it at home, and of course, other people. But what is the crux of this initiative? How did it come about? What role is being played by who? And how prepared is Miranda and team for Friday's event? Goretti The is the international coordinator for the Returnees project, and with the UK-based Cameroonian, we shall be looking at these aspects as most especially how much work has been put in place to ensure that this conference is successful come Friday in Douala. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. Just relax, take your seats. Let's talk homecoming. We shall be back after this piece of music. This is APEX1RADIO. This is Apex.
Je reconnais que je suis pas résistant comme Nelson Mandela. Je reconnais que je suis pas emblématique comme Thomas Sankara. Je reconnais que j'ai pas le courage de charlatan bégayer. Je reconnais que je serai jamais légende comme Roger Mila. Je reconnais que je n'ai pas le goût de rang magnifique de les dépenses. Aïe oh ouais. Je reconnais que je n'ai pas le Congo Liban et l'intelligence de Manu Dibango, Mais ce que je sais, c'est que je suis africain et je me battrai pour que mon Afrique aille de la bandité. Joue-moi le mendiant, joue-moi le mendiant, joue-moi le mendiant de chez nous. Joue-moi le mendiant, joue-moi le mendiant, alors joue-moi le mendiant de chez nous.
music they title Joue-moi l'eau Menjan by Dynasty Lo Tigre. The artist is celebrating the values he has in his home country. And of course, it's about homecoming and the values we have back home that we are talking on radio today. And like I said earlier on, this special edition of APEX Snapshot is devoted to the maiden edition of the Returnees Conference and Gala that takes place in Douala this Friday. It is a conference that is aimed at bringing the people who live abroad and who have decided to go back home and those who live home together so that they can discuss the possibilities of investing in Cameroon. We are now joined by the international coordinator of the Returnees project. Her name is Goretti The like I mentioned earlier on, who now joins us from London, the United Kingdom. Goretti, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, Ernest. It's a pleasure to be here.
How are you, Goretti? How are you today?
Sorry?
How are you today?
I am very well, thank you. Hold on, the line is a bit muffled. Just give me a minute, please.
Okay. Hopefully the lines will be clearer in the next couple of seconds.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you 5 on 5, Goretti. So once again, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Ernest.
So, like
much.
I mentioned earlier on, you are the international coordinator of the Returnees project, which I must say we talked about on radio some time ago. But then a few days to the event, we are coming back to it to find out just how prepared is Miranda Oben and her team. You're part of that team. So are you confirming that you are the international coordinator of the Returnees project?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I am, and I was, and I am very happy to be a part of this. I call it a very timely project.
Right.
The Returnees project, which was obviously inspired by the very dynamic Mrs. Miranda Oben. And so, yeah, I'm one of the team, the international coordinator, as you said.
Beautiful. So, like I said earlier on, we had discussed the Returnees on radio a couple of months ago, but I will not assume that it's everybody listening to us at this moment that followed up that discussion. So, for the sake of such persons, such listeners, could you just come back to this concept and tell our listeners what the Returnees is all about?
Yes, I mean, the name kind of speaks for itself, but just to be a bit more explicit, the Returnees is basically a platform an initiative, first of all, by Mrs. Miranda Oben, who is based in Germany, but who obviously makes very frequent trips and has a lot of business to do in Cameroon. And so she came up with this idea because of the lack of like a liaison, she felt that there was a need for a liaison or a platform where it was easy to meet those who were already settled in Cameroon.
Okay.
And those were still out here in the diaspora. So if we had that kind of bridge where we could easily access human resource, the people we need to do whatever it is we need to do back home with, and we could also find talent. So this is what the Returnees is all about. It's just a platform for us, those who plan to go back home and those who were in the diaspora earlier and have returned home, to be able to put heads together to build a better Cameroon. When I say a better Cameroon, I mean an improved version of what we have now, because a lot of us, we have these amazing experiences and have obviously picked up work ethics out here in the West, and little things like an ambulance on call, maybe for health, or a database for patients in a hospital. I'm just trying to say like the really basics. So it's basically us pulling our talents and pulling our resources together and easily, creating that platform where we can easily communicate. And get things done back home.
Beautiful. Now, if you're part of the project, it means that you actually bought into the idea, into the concept, into the initiative. Now, tell me, how did you get on board this project in the first place?
I happen to know Miranda as a friend. So when she spoke about this to me, it spoke to me because having been in Cameroon as a filmmaker at that time, trying to do a movie and trying to do everything from scratch. I thought, wow, imagine if there was already some kind of network where I could just go in and say, okay, hey, you have shot a film in Cameroon, because there are quite a few people in the diaspora who have gone home and done movies, or there are quite a few people who have studied the art of filmmaking, or they who may know who and where to go. So if I had that, that those people available, or at least, or whatever, if I had the contacts, it would have hopefully made my research easier, and hopefully even made my work easier. So when she brought the idea to me, I really thought, wow, this is so very needed right now. And that's how I got on the project, and we started talking about it, and then we got a few of our other people
now
on board, and then it's become a team.
From a personal point of view, what would you say is that thing that can attract someone who has lived abroad to go back to Cameroon?
Cameroon right now is very fertile. Any developing economy really is fertile ground for investment, I think, especially if it's stable. And you know that for one, Cameroon boasts of stability. Number two, there is so many areas. Healthcare sector needs improvement. There's so many sectors. Our thriving agricultural industry, which used to be like the backbone, I remember, of the Southwest, or maybe of Cameroon in general, it's on the decline. And so there is amazing opportunity there to bring it back up to standard. If you want to go into education, the world is moving at a very fast pace. Look at what the Chinese, or let me say Asians in general, are inventing. And then when you look and you see these young boys, like there's a young Cameroonian who did the cardio pad. I think it's a pad that can detect heart disease or something. Like when you look at all these things, you see that Cameroon is very fertile. There's a lot of dynamic, talented young people, and quite a few people have gone back in the recent past to set up in Cameroon. So I think that anybody at this point who finds a reliable team, because I think the problem we have in Cameroon is finding that reliable person or persons to carry out your project, or to work in partnership with. And so if you have this kind of platform like the Returnees project, where you have the data, the information, the contacts of all these people, it's personally for me, it's worth going. It's worth going back and investing, because ultimately, home remains home.
Right. Now, there are scores of Cameroonian graduates who cannot find jobs, so they go roaming the streets. And if you get into the minds of these people, they want to travel abroad. And in their minds, if they do, they will not return to Cameroon for whatever reason. Now, let us take your own example. Upon traveling abroad, did you have the feeling that you were going to return home after achieving what you were pursuing?
Everybody wants to go back home at some point, I'm sure. Or well, let me not speak for everybody. Most of us want to go back home at some point. Again, this is why I say this thing is timely, because a lot of us are going back. Even on holiday, but let me rephrase this. A lot of us are going back home, and this is an opportunity for us to take back what we have learned. And considering that Cameroon is we are not very entrepreneurial. It's always been a kind of situation where after education you're expected to be employed. We were not really encouraged to look beyond to look to being entrepreneurs of our own. We're always expected to go to school, get a good education, and go get a job, But now we coming back from places like the United States, places like other economies that are very, or even Nigerian that are very entrepreneurial driven. Some of us with that can come back and teach you, look, stop waiting to get a job. It's not always about getting a job. You can be your own boss. You can think for yourself. What are you good at? What are you passionate about that you can bring to the table? If you're passionate about something, I can hopefully maybe you could meet someone. You could find a mentor within the Returnees project. You could find somebody that can tell you, okay, you can teach you how to turn this passion into work. So basically, I think these young people who are idling about, these little things, the projects like this are very important to teach them how to fish instead of always asking for fish.
All right, Goretti,
in the proverbial term.
Goretti, my assumption may be erroneous, but I would want to think that a lot of people who decide to go back home only come up with that decision when they have experienced life abroad. But prior to traveling, they don't really hope to return, especially when they've not made it in their country. Am I right?
I don't know. You may be, obviously. I'm sure. I'm sure you're saying that maybe because of some experience. But I know that all of us I know personally that when I was leaving Cameroon, I knew I was going to come back. Come back and I knew I was going to come back and get a good job. Come back and get a good job and maybe have a nice house and have a nice life. That was the dream. I never really ever thought that I would come and retire or come out here to the diaspora and never return. No.
Okay, there is this other category of people who have lived abroad for decades and now think that returning home would make no sense because it would look as if they have to begin life all over. If you have to advise such people, what would you tell them?
First of all, I'll say it's never too late to start all over. It's never too late to start all over again. Even at 60, you can start your life again. I recently met a wonderful, wonderful lady who's become my auntie, whom I've adopted, who left the United Kingdom after about 20 odd years here and relocated to the United States at the age of 50 and joined the United States military and started her life again. And she's 60, she's retired, she's got a nice life, she's got a good pension. And she has now, at 60, she has her own business. So I know that with people like that, inspiring me, I know for sure that it's never too late to start. So if you have that at the back of your mind, then you can't really be scared, because whatever mistakes you may have made, it's never too late to start over again.
Now, one of the most important things that come to mind when you think of retirement is social security. And you and I know that in Cameroon, it's not very organized. It's not very developed, the social security system. So what would motivate somebody to retire and go back home when they know that the social security is not guaranteed?
Well, that's why exactly, again, I'll come back to our project, not trying to sell it too much, but that's why I thought that this Returnees project was very timely, very, very timely. If you come to our event at St. John's Plaza on Friday, the 16th of December in Bonapriso, you will meet a wide array of people from very, very, very different backgrounds who are currently in Cameroon, who like you have lived out here and are currently in Cameroon and are successful, and these people are there to encourage anyone who even has that thought that, okay, well, maybe it's something I may want to go back to Cameroon. Come on Friday, at St. John's Plaza, meet these people. We have from the agricultural industry, from promotion, from communication agencies. We have even health and beauty, legal system. These are people who all used to live out here and have have built a really wonderful life for themselves in spite of it all, So if you come and meet these people, you can learn to avoid the pitfalls, or you learn from their mistakes, and hopefully maybe begin to get inspired and see a reason to come, because it's never going to be perfect. There's no country in the world that is perfect in every sector, or even government. So you have to come and build Cameroon. We need all of us. We need every single Cameroonian to come back and build Cameroon to that vision that we have of Cameroon in our minds. And everybody, I think, has something to contribute. So if you thought about it but are scared, Friday, the 16th of December in Douala, it's a great opportunity. It's St. John's Plaza in Bonapriso, a great opportunity to come and mix with amazing people, to come and learn from, and to come and hopefully be motivated by.
We are speaking with the international coordinator of the Returnees project. Goretti The is a young and ingenious Cameroonian who lives in the United Kingdom and who thinks that going back home to invest and make her country big is absolutely necessary. She's speaking live on APEX1RADIO, listening to APEX Snapshots. Let's listen to some music, then we'll be right back. Goretti, just catch your breath, and I'll be right back with you.
All right.
Mama bankalanyo ya me calme. Balege pa por l'año ya me calme mama. Me calme pe pa por l'año ya me calme mama ya.
Meantime, we're doing this special edition of APEX Snapshots, just less than 100 hours away from the major edition of the Returnees Conference and Gala that takes place in Douala, Cameroon's economic capital. And we're receiving the international coordinator of that very gigantic project. We're speaking live on the show. A special good evening to you, Miranda Oben, the brain behind this very great initiative. Just right ahead, we're going back to the United Kingdom to continue this very great conversation with our guest, Goretti.
Mama bankalanyo ya me calme. Balege pa por l'año ya me calme mama. Me calme pe pa por l'año ya me calme mama. Quand tu es les mains, quand tu es les mains, maman, Boba Weba Temura Safa, Boba Weba Temura Sira, Boba Weba Temura Sonjonok, Mama pa por l'año ya me calme, Ayemok, Ayemok. Baby saba bolo mi singa mi barini. Beto go chepindo bleme yem. Pasaga chepi chembaya name. Bekaba moni nimbo yo soli gantibe yo matibe yo. Anjenye tama, anyoni gondije difere. Bekaba moni nimbo yo soli gantibe yo matibe yo. Anjenye tama, anyoni gondije difere. I'm gonna return me calme.
music titled Ayembok by Belka Toby. It has put the time to 27 minutes past 4 here in the city of Apex One Radio. Time for us to move back to London, where Goretti Egwe has been on standby. Goretti, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much, Ernest.
Okay. Now, tell me, you live in the United Kingdom and would certainly have an insight of the situation of returnees there without necessarily requiring statistics. What is the rate of movement of Cameroonians from the UK back home?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
What is the rate of Cameroonians? What is the rate of movement of Cameroonians from the United Kingdom back home?
Back home, oh my God, it is getting increasingly quite high, and making some of us very nervous. But yeah, a good number of us, have returned. I personally know about 6 people who have left the United Kingdom within the past within the past year.
Right.
Back to Cameroon. Yeah. So it is increasing. I mean, before you used to hear one person's left, and then a year or two later you hear this person's gone. But like people are increasingly, especially the sharing their time. So spending half the year in Cameroon and half the year in the UK.
Right.
And that's becoming increasingly common. So people are returning. People are returning.
And what category of Cameroonians in the UK return home more?
Ernest, you have to speak a bit louder because the line's not very clear.
Right. So I just wanted to find out what category of Cameroonians in the UK return home more. Is it women, men, youths, or...?
It's families, I find. It's families. But it's often the man leave going first and then the rest of the family follows. But I find that it's families.
Right.
Yeah.
And when they get to Cameroon, what do they engage in?
A few people I know got jobs from here. Got jobs with in Cameroon from here.
Okay.
And then a couple of others went there and then started their own businesses. I mean, it varies. It depends, but most of them obviously is skill based. People who have acquired certain special skills in a sector. That is very needed in Cameroon, because I know that a lot of accountants are going back. A lot of accountants and a lot of people in web design and things like that. Excuse me, and human resources. I know that those three industries or sectors, people with those skills are returning. Yeah.
Now, there are statistics proving that remittances have actually contributed enormously to the development of Cameroon. Now, people are moving back. You want people to move back. Is it not going to have a toll on these remittances?
I don't necessarily agree, because what they're going to do is, instead of sending these remittances, they're actually going to build industry, create employment. They're starting businesses, creating employment, and hopefully contributing directly into the growth or the national GDP in some way or other, instead of just sending the money. So I don't think. Instead, I think it's better that we go, and build and create wealth from within the country, because obviously our country is Africa in miniature. It's very, very rich.
Right.
And that's why, again, I bring it back to Friday. If you can make it to Bonaprito, I would encourage you, because we're bringing entrepreneurs together. We're bringing investors. We have educationists, we have leaders, even motivational speakers, people who are just passionate. We call them passionists.
Right.
We are bringing all these people together so that you must find something there that speaks to you, that you relate to. We're bringing them all together so that we have these conversations, so that we have these mentorships, so that we have these opportunities. Because I believe that going back home,
right,
Obviously, I keep saying this. I can't say it enough. We need each other to build a better or an improved Cameroon.
Beautiful. Now, but Goretti, I must acknowledge that this conversation on returning to Cameroon to invest is a very interesting one. But there are a lot of things that come into play. People have come up with testimonies that they've returned home to do business and have failed woefully. Some have blamed it to the tax system, which is really poor. Now, does this not have a toll on this idea of returning home? Does that go well?
I think if you're well informed, if you're well informed, you would avoid the pitfalls. Again, this is why I would speak again about our project, because we have on our panelists, because we have two panels on that day.
Okay.
And one of our speakers is Mrs. Rose Tangi, and she's an expert consultant on the Cameroon tax system. So if you have people like that, if you've got those doubts, Friday it's a great day to have your questions answered, because a lot of times too, it's good to go to for the information, because you're setting up a business. It's first of all a bilingual country, and so there are quite a few things in that and a lot of it is written in French. So, a lot of our tax laws are written in French. You may not understand. You may need an expert. This is a perfect opportunity that if you have those questions, ask. We have Mrs. Rostein. She is an expert.
Beautiful.
So come on Friday at St. John's Plaza and ask those questions. Or send somebody to represent you and ask those questions. If you're in the diaspora, you cannot tell you have a younger brother in Kumba or wherever, send them to Douala and let them ask those questions that you want to answer, and then maybe email or tell you over the phone, or get Mrs. Rostan's contact and put you in direct contact with her. This is the beauty I think of the Returnees project. That bridges those of us in the diaspora and those of us in the home country, hopefully seamlessly, so that we can get whatever information we need, like that.
The St. John's Plaza in Douala will be the place on Friday. Go there and ask some of the questions that have been on your mind about investing in Cameroon, especially if you are a returnee. But then, Goretti, we are still on radio and we are still trying to ask some of these questions before people get to the hall that Friday. Now, I understand that it is not all rosy. So what could be the possible problems that returnees could face if they return home? And how can they manage such problems?
Ernest, can you repeat that, please? I'm sorry.
Yes, yes. I want to find out what could be the possible problems for people who return home to invest.
My God. I mean, it varies. It's a very, 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 very wide spectrum. I mean, it starts from, even if you haven't built a place of your own, even getting accommodation in the right area, safety, water, the basic necessities, all those type of things are little things you face. Noise pollution, you don't understand how loud Cameroon is until you go there, like the noise pollution, that is basic thing to the point of who to see, what ministry, how to get your patterns and all those things. So it's a very wide spectrum, and it's very challenging, but it can be done.
Right.
And we have people, within our network who have done those things and are willing. That's the beauty of what we're doing on the Returnee project. These people are willing to share with you.
Beautiful.
So come, and have some of those questions answered.
You also double as an entertainment content producer. Now, can you return to Cameroon and invest in this sector and succeed?
So now this is a personal question to me.
Okay.
In my experience, in the time I spent in Cameroon, you can because there is need for it.
Okay.
Like, okay, I'm going to go into film because that's where my strong, and television because that's where, my strength is, so strong forte, whatever. You if there is need for content, there is so much need for content because you go to every home in Cameroon, almost every home now has a TV or has a neighbor that's got a TV, or on in Boya alone, the majority have what they call the cable TV is easily accessible. It's not very expensive, like £2,000. 2,000 francs a month. You get cable TV. So but unfortunately, most of the content is international that they're watching. Now, personally, I saw like I can't even tell you, like, great opportunity in that sector. Just if I had the right content, the right media platform to share this content. The thing, the beauty of Cameroon is still very underexplored in so many ways that no sector is saturated, or even near to saturation, or even near to the midway point of saturation. So it's still, there's still room for almost everyone right now.
There is room for almost everyone right now. Let's listen to some music, then we'll be right back with you. Goretti, this is Apex Snapshot. Piece of music there by AP and Kum, which has brought the time to 18 minutes to 5 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. It's exactly 18 minutes to 10 in London, that is in the United Kingdom, from where Goretti Egwen now joins us again. Goretti, welcome back.
Thank you very much, Ernest.
Right. Now, so Goretti, I want us to look at this set of people who shuttle between home and abroad doing business. Where do you classify them, and do they have anything to do in the Returnees project?
I can't classify them. I don't know what to call them. But I think potentially we are all returnees. Okay. So they're obviously halfway there, but potentially we are all returnees. And of course, they will benefit greatly from the Returnees project on Friday, because we have two like panel discussions, okay. And I just want to read if you permit me, I want to read the name of the panelists, no, so you see how rich our platform is going to be on that day. So we have Mrs. Martha Ninja. These are all returnees, by the way, so just bear that in mind. Apart from the ministry, these are all returnees. So if your industry falls in that, then obviously you know that you have something to gain on Friday, not just the delicious food we're serving you. So we have Mrs. Marth Minja, who is the general manager of, she calls it Investment Promotion Agency, if you've heard of her. Obviously, the well-known Dr. Thierry Nyamen, who is the founder and CEO of Tanti Foods. So he makes organic-based fast food. We have Mrs. Madeleine Ondua, who is going to represent the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, because they were invited and they've confirmed that they're going to be there, because obviously they see the potential and in such a project. We have obviously Mr. Roland Fomundam, who is the founder and CEO of Greenhouse Ventures. This boy is turning agriculture into something else, and he's going to talk on agriculture. We have Christian Gang, who is the founder and CEO of Madeleine Casalis. So it's beauty products, beauty products made with products from Cameroon. And we have Barrister Paul Jing of one of the top corporate what my brain law firms,
right?
A law firm, Jing Partners Law Firm in Cameroon. He's the founding partner, actually, Barrister Paul Jing. Then we have Dr. Mbang Sama, the international managing director for Daimler Germany. He's a returnee, so he's in Cameroon now. And obviously, Mr. Alene Menget. I'm sure everyone's heard of Mr. Alene Menget, who is the founder of ATS Productions. And then Mrs. Rose Tanyi, again, our expert consultant on the Cameroon tax system. So we have people from these different sectors or industries who are willing to share their expertise with you and hopefully guide you or give you the points to avoid. So we have, it's a really rich night. That even our halfway there returnees. I would like to call them. What did you say? The people who spend half of the year in Cameroon, half of the year back in the diaspora, will still benefit because when they spend half of the year in Cameroon and half of the year, it's because they are benefiting somehow from both, or one leg is not yet firm enough to stand on its own, and so they need maybe the diaspora to support whatever businesses they are doing. But if with the right mentorship, with the right help, with the right direction, maybe they could push up the businesses in a way that they don't have to, they may only have to come here to spend, maybe come on holiday or something out here in the diaspora, and they set up thriving businesses back in Cameroon.
Right. So you've been on this for several months now, preparing. How would you assess the level of preparedness?
Oh my God, we are ready. I mean, just this evening, our CEO Miranda Oben was and Mr. Roland Fomundam, who is part of us, were deciding on trying to set up the venue for us anyway, and looking at our gorgeous models, because we're not just going to give you that a speaker, a talk, talk. No, we're also going to feed you, and we're going to entertain you.
Right.
We have performance, and we have fashion show. So and we have live music as well, and then comedy. And then the award and presentation, of those projects from returnees that we call the Diaspora Trendsetter project. So we have all of that to thrill you on that. This is not just going to be about these talks.
Right. So is it an open
Or
door?
panel discussions, as we call them.
So is it going to be an open door conference? Is everyone invited?
No, actually, because it's a paid event, so we have two categories of our tickets. We've got the diamond and the gold,
Okay.
and our diamond tickets are going. Our gold is the VIP tickets, and then our diamond tickets are the
Okay.
the regular tickets, and the diamond tickets are going for 25,000. You can buy from STV in Douala.
Okay.
You can also buy from Eventbrite. You can also buy from St. John's Plaza itself. I mean, we will have a few tickets on the night, but we're encouraging, people to call us and get the tickets before the event, because we're 2 days away. So just so we avoid queues on the day and all of that.
Okay, so just before we run off this discussion, I would like you to briefly throw light on the main themes you would be exploiting on Friday. That is replicating success in business. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Ernest?
Yes, we have two main themes which you'll be looking at the conference: replicating success in business and diaspora involvement in nation building. Could you just throw light on this briefly?
Oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Oh, okay. So,
sorry, I didn't hear that.
Right, I'll take it again.
This line is...
Do you get me now?
Yes, I do, but can you speak a bit slowly, because it breaks in between.
Okay. Right, so I just wanted you to throw more light on the themes which you would be exploiting on Friday. I know you have two of them.
Throw more light on what's happening on Friday?
On the themes. I know you'll be looking at two themes: replicating success in business.
Yeah, we have two. So our panel discussions, we have, the first panel discussion we're going to have is entrepreneurs. So replicating success in business, obviously is chatting with those, or having a question and answer session as well with those who have been successful, returnees who have successfully made it. In their businesses. And then the second panel is returnees and diaspora involvement in nation building. And these panel discussions, this particular one, they'll be led by members of, obviously, the diaspora, the returnees in Cameroon, and obviously our home citizens who are involved in various industries.
Okay, so tell me, what are your expectations? What results do you intend to achieve after the Douala conference?
What results we're aiming to achieve? We are just hoping that people go back, people who will attend it will be relieved to know that there is somewhere I can go to get the right person I need for whatever information I'm looking for. So, because I have a place to go. Okay, I want to set up a business in Cameroon, and maybe I want to go into the drinks industry, maybe, or maybe create soft drinks. Oh, okay, I think I can get and let me call up the returnees project, and I'll get someone from there. You know what I mean? So it's basically, we have the database that you need, to carry out your business. So come back to us, and then we would lead you, or we will link you up with the person you need to work with.
Now, Goretti, just before we run off this talk, could you just remind us of the date of this event, the venue of the event, the time, and possible contacts for those who may be interested in joining you?
So it's this Friday, the Returnees project, the Returnees Gala. It's a red carpet gala. It's going to be live TV coverage with STV, and it's a red carpet gala. So it takes place this Friday, December 16th, 2016, at the St. John's Plaza in Bunaprizo, in Douala. St. John's Plaza in Bunaprizo, in Douala. Our tickets are available online via Eventbrite. Our tickets are also available at STV, and then our tickets are also available at the St. John's Plaza. Now you can call us. You can call us on 237-942-32409. So you can call 237-942-32409, or you can call 237-999-89474 for tickets. We have two categories of tickets. We've got the diamond ticket, which is 25,000, and we've got the gold VIP ticket, which goes at 65,000. And it's going to be a really fun evening. We want to start at 5:30, so please be there on time. Let's try not to do the black man time so we can enjoy interviews on the red carpet, and then we hope to start the project around 7. We hope to start with the panel discussions, the first panel discussion at 7 o'clock. And then obviously, we've told you our keynote speaker, oh my gosh, I can't believe, our keynote speaker is Dr. Nick Wenyam, who is the founder and CEO of St. Louis University Institute. So then again, I'm going to repeat the names of our panelists. We've got Mrs. Martha Ninja of Investment Promotion Agency. She's the general manager. We've got Dr. Thierry Nyamen, the founder and CEO of Tanti NT Foods. We've got Mrs. Madeleine Ondua from the ministry, who represents the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on the night. We've got Mr. Roland Fomondam, who is the founder and CEO of Greenhouse Ventures. We've got Christian Gang, who is the founder and CEO of Madeleine Cazalis. We've got Barrister Paul Jing, founding partner of Jing Partners Law Firm. We've got Dr. Mbang Sama, International Managing Director of Daimler Germany. And we've got Mr. Alan Emenged, founder of ATS Production. We've got Mrs. Rose Tangy, who's the expert consultant on Cameron Tax System. So we've got all of those. Then we have, after the panel is done, we're hoping to be done with the panel by 9 o'clock. And then after that, obviously, a break, and then we kick off our gala. So it's a night packed with so much to offer you. It's not just a night to come and drink, but it's a night that we're hoping you will go home saying it was worth every single franc you spent. So these two lovely ladies on the telephone are waiting for your calls for tickets. It's 237-999-89474, and that's Christelle. And then it's Mary, 237-942-32409.
A content-rich event. It is the Returnees Gala and Conference, the Returnees Conference and Gala. The place is St. John's Plaza, Bunaprizo, Douala. The day is Friday, 16th of December 2016. So for your tickets, contact STV or the two ladies who will be on the phone to receive your calls.
Stella and Mary. Yes.
Right. Beautiful. So you simply have to press your fingers on 237-942-32409. That is 237-942-32409. Then you have diamond and VIP tickets, 25,000 francs and 65,000 francs respectively. So be there at exactly 5:30 p.m. No black man time. Goretti, I want to thank you so much. But before you go away,
I know. I'm going to stop you before we go. Right. Thank you very much, Ernest, for promoting, helping us to promote this fantastic event that we're holding. But I just want to say kudos to Mrs. Oben, Miranda Oben, who came up with this initiative. It's a brilliant, and very timely,
right.
And I want to say thank you to a wonderful team, Mr. Roland Fumundan, Christelle, and Mary. It's been an awesome time working with you guys towards this project. So
Right. Now,
Hope to see everyone there on Friday.
beautiful. This last question would have been put to Miranda, but let me just use the opportunity of you being here to find out if there will be the returnees 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it going to be an annual event?
Sorry?
Is it going to be an annual event?
Again, your line. Can you repeat that?
So yes, I was going to find out if there is going to be the returnees 2, 3, 4, 5. That is to say, is it going to be an annual event? Are we going to have this event
Oh
every
yes,
year?
yes, of course. Oh, yes. It's something that's going to be held annually. I mean, for as long as there's a need for it, we are there to, to offer a solution in quotes. Yes.
Goretti, I want to thank you so much for joining us on APEX Snapshot.
Thank you so much for having us, and thank you so. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you and good luck. And for those of you out there, we just want to announce that APEX1RADIO and Tip Top Stars will be at the St. John Plaza Bonaprizo, Douala, to cover the event live. So, as from 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can tune to APEX1RADIO. Not 6 p.m., I guess midday on Friday. We shall begin live reporting on the event on APEX1RADIO. Meantime, there will be live streaming of pictures and of course notes from the St. John's Plaza on Tip Top Stars. We shall have our reporters there, Tabitha Kings and Ifana Kuala, both of whom will be reporting live from Douala. This is APEX Snapshot running off. It was a very big and dynamic team that kept you company on the show, which was produced by Marcel Adjik and of course presented in the studio by Ernest Kanjo. Do have a fantastic rest of the evening listening to programs on APEX1RADIO. Bye for now.
Là où on mange du caviar, je suis plutôt né là où on mange le bonbon. Je voulais naître là où on dit good morning. Je suis plutôt né là où on dit mbolo. Bayo. Je voulais naître là où on chante du jazz, là où on danse du blues, là où on chante du R&B. Mais je suis plutôt né là où on danse le makossa, là où on danse le ndombolo, là où on danse le bikutsi, là où on danse le asiko, là où on danse le mangambe, là où on danse le merengue, là où on danse le asiko. Alors à la fin des fins, je suis fier d'être ce que je suis. Je suis fier d'être africain, fier d'avoir ma culture. Alors DJ, joue-moi dans ça, joue-moi le menjang, joue-moi le menjang, alors joue-moi le menjang de chez nous. Alors joue-moi le menjang, joue-moi le menjang, joue-moi le menjang de chez nous. Alors joue-moi le menjang, joue-moi le menjang, alors joue-moi le menjang de chez nous. Popes, Dautewa.
Thank you again for tuning in with APEX1RADIO. Stay with us on www.apex1radio.com. APEX1RADIO, your radio.